chapter 16, verse 22, we're told to believe about the son of David having sex with all of the wives or concubines of his father in front of all of Israel to see. Can we honestly say that this is the revelation that Almighty God gave us, and that this is the revelation that is profitable for teaching, for reproof, for censoring, which is differing between right and wrong, for correction, or for training in righteousness, which is what is written in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. I mean, in the inspiration of Almighty God, what is the moral for these stories? Where is the punishment for these actions? And what is the lesson to be gained from these tales of pornography? Now, as I stated earlier, we Muslims believe that there was a revelation that was sent to us before the Quran. But to attribute everything that we have just discussed and collectively say that this, together with what we use to preaching, is what was revealed and what is supposed to be used for moral guidance is completely inappropriate and very, very blasphemous. Quran says in Surah Isra, chapter 16, verse 81, Isra chapter 17, verse 81 through 82. وَقُلْ جَعَلْ الْحَقَّ وَزَهَقَ الْبَاطِلَ إِنَّ الْبَاطِلَ كَانَ زَهُوقًا وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَلَا يَزِيدُ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا خَسَارًا, which is translated, truth has arrived and falsehood perished, because falsehood is by its nature bound to perish. We send down the Quran, which is a healing and a mercy to those who believe, and to the unjust it costs nothing but loss after loss. To some, this discussion is knowledgeable, and to some, it is an insulting presentation. Inshallah, God willing, I have not broken any hearts, and I've only influenced logic inside of brains to search further. Quran is translated as stating in Surah Tawbah, it is He who has sent His messenger with guidance and deen of truth to proclaim it over all deen, even if the pagans may detest it. The Arabic word deen here can be translated as religion, but a more proper and more accurate translation would be system or way of life. Another misunderstanding that must be avoided here is thinking that this verse is claiming superiority of one people over another simply because of what those people claim to follow. Quran is translated as stating in Surah Hujurat, chapter 49, verse 13, O mankind, we have created you from a single pair and made you into, or a single pair of male and female, and made you into different nations and tribes that you may get to know one another, not that ye may despise one another. Verily, the most honored among you in the sight of Allah, Almighty God, is the one who has taqwa. In this ayah, us who believe are told to acknowledge and be aware of the fact that all of us came from a single tube, a single pair. And the only superiority between any of us in the eyes of Almighty God is the one who has taqwa. Taqwa can be translated as righteousness, God consciousness, or piety. Quran is translated as stated in Surah Fusilat, chapter 41, verse 33. Who is better in speech than one who calls men to Allah, works righteousness, and says, I am of those who bow in Islam. All of the tests I put on the Bible, I put on the Quran, and I urge everyone capable of doing the same. For those who doubt the revelation, Quran is translated as stating in Surah Isra, chapter 17, verse 88. If the whole mankind and jinn were to gather together to produce the like of this Quran, they could not produce the like thereof, even if they help one another. This challenge cannot be met. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes the task even easier in Surah Hud, chapter 11, verse 13, which is translated stating, or do they say He forged it? Say, bring ye 10 surahs forged like it, and call unto your aid whoever other than Allah if you speak the truth. This challenge also could not be met. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes the task even easier in Surah Yunus, chapter 10, verse 38, which is translated stating, or do they say He forged it? Qul, say, bring then a surah unto like it and call on your aid other than Allah if you speak the truth. A surah like it. This challenge also could not be met. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes this task even easier in Surah Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 23 through 24, which is translated stating, "And if ye are in doubt of what we have revealed from time to time to our servant, then produce a surah min mithlihi, and call to your witnesses or helpers besides Allah, if you are truthful." The Arabic word min mithlihi means somewhat similar. Produce a single surah, something like the Quran. The verse continues, فَإِلَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَنْ تَفْعَلُوا فَاتَّقُوا نَارَ الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ وَأُعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ, which is translated, and if you can't, and you will never be able to do it, then fear the fire whose fuel is men and stones, which is prepared for those who reject faith. Some people have their minds made up before they try to learn, and this blocks the knowledge from being gained. Similar to a cup that's turned upside down, it can't catch what is being poured into it, as Khalid Yassin says. Quran states in Surah Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 6, "Inna alladhina kafaru sawa'un alayhim a'antartahum am lam tumtirhum la yu'minun," which is translated, "As to those who reject faith, it is the same whether you warn them or you don't warn them. They will not believe." I think it's mandatory to look, listen, and learn, and not make assumptions fact before they are proven or confirmed. The Bible states in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 20 through 21, "Do not despise prophecies, test everything, and hold fast which is good." The Quran speaks about creation only the Creator can. If we were to sit here and make a list of the miracles and benefits in the Quran, we wouldn't leave here this week. And when we completed our list, we would only have been able to establish all the things that science has already established. There would still remain the things that science has not caught up to, or maybe better yet put, science may never catch up to. I pray that I have given some incentive to seek truth with some fact-checking on both the Muslim and the non-Muslim side of understanding. The most important thing out of everything I've said, I pray that people leave this presentation knowing, is what Quran is translated as stating in Surah Imran, chapter 3, verse 160. "If Allah helps you, none can overcome you. And if He forsakes you, who is there after that can help you? In Allah then let the believers put their trust." I would like to close with an ayat from Surah An'am, chapter 6, verse 162, which reads, "Inna salati wa nusuki wa mayaya wa mamati lillahi rabbil alameen," which is translated, "Truly my prayer, my service, my sacrifice, my life, and my death are all for Allah, the Lord of all that exist." To my Muslim listeners, I appreciate your ears. Peace be with you. To the Muslims, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Wa akara wa dawana wa alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.